Okay, let's talk about why confidence is attractive to women. There seems to be a lot of confusion about what makes men desirable to women in general. Add to that all the fear and confusion that men are experiencing as the feminine rises and calls them out for all their bad behaviors that have permeated our society in the past. The fear and confusion stem from the unknowing of the truth of what makes a man attractive. In fact, when a man is connected to his true worth and deep well of confidence within, what he conveys on the outside will be the epitome of what women find attractive and the opposite of all those manipulative behaviors that men are being called out for. Now, if you want your woman to light up full of attraction like a Christmas tree, and you want her to want you like a bee to honey, then stick with me for this short video because I want to help you understand once and for all what it is that women find attractive in their man and how it relates to confidence. Now, it can seem quite elusive. We see men all the time that really don't fit any of the characteristics of what society deems as an attractive man. He's short, he's not good looking, and he's broke as hell. Yet women find this guy super attractive. Why? This doesn't make any sense to our logical mind, but that's because attraction comes from something much deeper and more primal than the logical thinking mind. What is attractive to the masculine is when we visually see her feminine cues in her body and in her actions. A beautiful woman can walk in the room and turn every guy's head as she walks in because, as guys, our radar goes through the roof just seeing her physical cues. We feel attraction before the rational mind even utters a word of logical sense. We feel a deep magnetic attraction that surpasses the logical mind, and we experience desire. Even if you're in a relationship, you can look at a woman across the room and feel attraction because her feminine cues are mostly visual. Now, I'm not at all saying that the physical is all that men find attractive, but let's just say that looks alone are enough to really get the desire wheels cranking. And because us guys are very visual, we tend to think it's the same for women, when in fact it is not. So what cues do women look for in the masculine? What makes her feel attraction at the deepest primal level if it's not his looks? Now, things like looks, a fit body, or how you dress can get her attention, but that's not the same thing as deep primal attraction. Looks, status, money, social proof might spark her initial interest, but it's not enough to truly turn up the attraction volume knob and have her really wanting you. And guys in relationships are often clueless about this as well. They have no tangible understanding of what actually turned their woman on in the beginning of the relationship, so as time goes on, her attraction for him begins to dip. So many guys find themselves in relationships with little to no sex because they don't know what the spark was that lit her flame in the first place. Now, when asked what they find attractive, women will, give you surface level answers like, I want a guy who makes me laugh, or I want a guy who's cute, or I want a guy who's kind, I want a guy who makes me feel safe, I want a guy who's outgoing. And she gives you these elusive surface answers because that's the only way her logical mind can analyze or explain it. Yet what's really the trigger to her deepest desires happens way below the surface. It's almost like an unspoken dance of pushing and pulling that the feminine feels from the masculine that polarizes her attraction and gives her a mental hard-on. This is called sexual polarity, and her attraction comes from how you make her feel. And the masculine cues that she is looking for come from how connected you are to your true worth and true confidence internally. It's not something that you can point a finger at, but how connected you are to your authentic masculine self-confidence shows up in your actions, your playfulness, your decisiveness, your willingness to lead, your passions and how you convey them, your expression of yourself, and your unreactivity when she's trying to bust your balls, and your awareness of and grounding in your own inner world. Women have developed a deep level of intuition through evolution because she needs to be able to tell a man's deepest intentions. If a man is inhibited by his own fear, is he safe? Does he have the love and respect of the tribe? Will he be able to authentically love her and take care of her children if he's trapped in his fear-based logical mind all the time? Probably not. Unfortunately, in our modern world, we are conditioned through our parents, through school, and through society and media to value only our logical mind. Now, that might help you get through college and become an engineer, but getting stuck in the logical mind, which is your survival mind, separates you from the real you. Instead of being able to flow, to flirt, to be playful, be decisive, and have self-assurance, most guys are addicted to the narrative of the mind who needs to think everything out. And when we do this, we subcommunicate an inability to be our true self. The true self is uninhibited and able to flow. Yet most guys are bottlenecked in the thinking mind, and this subcommunicates the opposite of what women find attractive. Two men with equal looks on the outside can walk up to a woman that they don't know and say the exact same thing. Now, one will get rejected immediately, and the other will have her laughing and giggling and spark genuine attraction. Why is that? Because it's not about what you say, it's about how you say it. It's about subcommunication. And women can intuitively sense if you are connected to your authentic masculine core or not. She desires a man who has been shaped through trials to navigate himself and lead those around him through a strong internal compass and sense of his own reality. Women have an amazing sense of when you are not living in your authentic self. If you find your woman bickering or nagging at you, it's often not because she's trying to yank your chain. It's because the feminine is constantly trying to feel your masculine core. And when you're acting outside of this by being hyper-logical or not being decisive or by constantly seeking her validation and a whole number of other fear-based ways of acting, when she senses this, the nagging and testing is so that she can feel how you react. When she senses that you're easily rattled, there is this unconscious disconnect and lack of trust, and the volume knob of attraction starts to go down. Yet when the feminine crashes against you and you react from your authentic masculine truth, she will feel it and she can relax deeply into her feminine, and the attraction volume knob goes up. Now, this might still sound a little bit murky, and that's okay, because what the feminine finds massively attractive in men is not something that you can just chew on with your analytical mind and use techniques or tactics to try to fake. What women find deeply attractive is a man who is fearless and authentically expressing from his fearless, passionate, genuine self. That's what she means when she says that she just wants a guy to be himself. Yet most guys approach women that they just met, as well as the woman they've been in relationship with for decades, with a version of themselves that they think she wants him to be in order to get her approval. And this is not the real, authentic man that he is on the inside. It's the limitations of the fear-based logical mind manifesting and trying not to lose love, so he gives her a false self instead of his true, authentic masculine self. And women can sniff out this fear-based way of being and she'll reject him. And the guy's left confused because he thought being nice, by doing that, he thought he was giving her what she wanted, when in reality, he was just unconsciously presenting a version of himself that's constantly afraid of losing her approval. This is not being yourself as women say that they want. It's about unknowingly wearing a mask of fear and not being able to truly express your masculine core. Women notoriously go for bad boys, and that's simply because she loves the way that the bad boy can unapologetically express himself without fear or self-inhibition. She doesn't want a man who treats her badly, but unfortunately this fearless expressive nature can often be paired with selfish, boyish behavior, which isn't what women want either. The ideal man for most women is the good guy who actually does treat her well, but has the attractive, confident, uninhibited, expressive masculine qualities of the bad boy. Most nice guys, unfortunately, have a tendency to be hyper-logical and have an unconscious habit of seeking her approval, which is a huge turnoff. She doesn't feel a primal urge to sleep with the apologetic nice guy who fears rejection. She desires the masculine man who unapologetically expresses his nature and who she knows won't judge her deepest desires because he's not stuck in the constant self-inhibition of judging himself. When you remove the mask of the unconscious fear-based programming from your past, you'll begin to authentically express your genuine masculine core in a way that is unapologetically expressive and passionate, but with your good guy intentions still intact, making you an unstoppable force of attraction with any woman in your life. Now, I hope that this inspires you to unleash that uninhibited masculine core that's inside just dying to come out. It's time to liberate yourself from the fear-based mind that is unconsciously causing you to sometimes act needy, indecisive, and uncertain about yourself, which has been sending unattractive signals to the feminine in your life. It's time to break out of just being that safe friend zone guy and embody the guy that she craves to let her deepest desires out with. Real masculinity is not deceptive or manipulative. That negative behavior stems from men who are insecure and hold fear at their core and lack authentic connection to their true self-worth. There is literally nothing that you can do that's more important for your love life, your career, and your relationship with everything in your life than to turn inward and connect to your true self, your higher self, and the deep well of confidence that sits inside of every man, underneath all of the stories that have been covering it up. If you want to tangibly feel that confidence within, I have a free 10-minute exercise over on my blog at jasonjulius.com. I highly encourage you to go check that out. And if you like this video, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, and leave me a comment. And let me know if this video impacted you in a positive way, and I'll see you soon.